Court is calling 2022 CR 6940, State of Texas versus Bernardo Huerta. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Kathy Compton for Mr. Huerta.
And are you Mr. Huerta?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Huerta, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand you're charged with the lesser, well, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of robbery. That's a second degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent, was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I
Showing you
do.
the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of robbery. Punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, sir.
Defense,
I did, Your Honor.
state?
Yes, Judge.
Showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 8 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours community service restitution, no contact with Abel Ramos or Rowley's at 955 South General McMullen in San Antonio, Texas, 78237. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, sir.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? I'm sorry, to the offense of robbery, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, sir.
State any evidence?
State offer states Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments or review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We're asking to do so, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I would just ask that the court follow our plea bargain agreement. My client's been in custody for a very long time. We've negotiated for a very long time, and I believe that this is in his best interest. He's recently a first-time grandfather, and I have seen a huge change in his demeanor and just, I think his outlook has changed very much. So I would ask just that you follow the plea bargain, Judge.
Okay. And what auto parts were you taking from O'Reilly's?
Some headlights.
And how much are headlights?
They were like, I think they were $50 or something like that. I'm not too sure, y'all.
So, and how long have you been at the jail?
15 months. Yeah.
So you spent 15 months at the Bear County Jail, over $50.
I'm not proud to say, but yes, y'all.
So why didn't you just pay for the lights? And I'm sure if you would have just returned them, they probably would have said, okay, and moved on to something else. Why didn't you just return it?
They weren't no longer in my possession, Your Honor, when they found them. So it was really,
But why do people have to chase you down to give back their property? That's the number one thing that people are taught in school. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. And how old are you?
I'm 35 now, Your Honor.
So you should have known that.
Yes, Your Honor.
It shouldn't take a grandchild to make you realize that you shouldn't take what doesn't belong to you. And the tattoos you have, what are they about? And are they related to an organization?
No, Your Honor. No, man. I only got while I was in prison, I got associated because of tattoos I got before I went to prison. Now.
No, I understand. The reason why I ask sometimes about tattoos, I'm just interested in tattoos. I always want to know about people's life because that tells me some things and help me make conditions for you. But the other reason why I'm always interested in tattoos, because some tattoos are related to different organizations.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So do you have any employment prospects? What are you going to do when you're released?
Yes, ma'am. I have my own lawnmower service. I do lawns, and my sister, since that's not working out right now too well because I'm locked up. My sister has her own construction business and she's waiting for me to get out to employ me.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are their ages?
15 and 16, Your Honor.
15 and 16, and you have a grandchild?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who is the
My
mother,
daughter, Your Honor.
the 16-year-old?
No, no, I'm sorry, she's 16 now and he's 15, he's 17.
So your daughter has
A
a
baby.
child with the 17-year-old.
She's a 17-year-old.
All right, so your daughter is now 17 and not 16?
No, my daughter's 16
Mhm.
and she has the baby
All right, and she has a child with a 17-year-old.
with another child her age, yes,
All right, how many grandchildren do you have?
just one
Just one, and that's from the 16-year-old.
from the 16-year-old.
And is the grandchild living with you all? Or going to
Yes,
live?
he's in our house. But they have an adult that lives there with them
Okay,
at the time, yes.
and who is the adult who lives with them? What
It's
is-
my mother.
Okay. So your mother is a great grandmother.
Yes, John.
So she's taking care of her grandchildren and now a great
A
grandchild.
great grandchild. But only because of my absence, John. Yes.
Well, no, because
Well, yes.
Children know.
Yes, you're right. John.
and has she graduated from high school?
She's continuing still. Yeah, yes.
All right, I'm gonna sentence you to 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. Probation will do gang supervision. There's to be no contact with any O'Reillys.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think that leaves AutoZone and other places, but no contact with O'Reillys.
Yes, John.
There's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. That can be waived if he completes parenting classes and probation, whichever parenting classes you think would work with him. So where are your children's, where is their mom?
So another crazy story, John. She is actually back in the picture now and living there with them as well.
All right, so was Child Protective Services involved?
No, not for my kids.
All right, for her children?
We only have our children.
All
together.
right, okay. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Is there any drug issues with you?
No, yeah.
All right, we'll do regular UAs. Field visits. One time per month. I'm sorry, one time every 3 months. Probation, is there anything else? Oh, no, I'm mandating them. Right, so I'm gonna do no unsupervised contact with minors.
That way you understand that that's why I'm around.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna do no unsupervised contact with minors, and this is what I'm gonna tell you about CPS cases, and your attorney can probably tell you this as well. I don't know what the legal paperwork says about her adoption,
Yes, ma'am.
but what I do know, if she adopted your children, which means that your rights were terminated and the mother's rights were terminated, I'm sure CPS is not expecting you all to act as babysitters or anything of that nature. You understand?
It's only, well, yes, ma'am, I understand what you,
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
it sounds like you gave it all to me already, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, and I think you've been here before, so you know, communication is key. If there is an issue, let probation know. If you feel like probation is not addressing that issue, you can always come back to court and speak with me. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much. Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Court is calling 2022 CR 6940, State of Texas versus Bernardo C. Huerta. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Second for the state.
defense?
Leslie Sahanovich from Huerta.
Are you Mr. Huerta?
Yes,
I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Bernardo C. Huerta who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 6940 for the offense of robbery on July 18, 2023 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your
Right, state.
Your Honor, in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Bernardo C. Huerta did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of September and October 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Honor. Sure, Your Honor.
State,
Your Honor, the state will waive and abandon the other conditions.
any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 8 years in the prison and up to a $500 fine?
Yes,
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4? Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, there is.
And what is that agreement?
Counsel.
The proposed agreement is his detention at the Berry County Jail, mental health evaluation, a TAP evaluation, depending on the TAP evaluation, possible outpatient treatment, or inpatient treatment.
All right, and probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your recommendation?
Yes, yes.
All right, is there something you wish to say, Mr.
He had
Huerta?
he had a question, Judge.
Oh, do you have a question?
For me.
Ah, okay. All right, Mr. Huerta, if there's anything you do not understand, just let the court know. So there will be a denial of the motion, alternate amend conditions, a TAP evaluation, follow the recommendations. If for any reason the TAP recommends inpatient treatment and there's a disagreement to that, you can always come back to the court and I'll review things to see if that's appropriate. And there's to be a MIC evaluation in custody. And probation, if for some reason MIC is suggesting a DDRF evaluation after that, then we'll follow through with the DDRF as well.
I think they did. That would be not, no, never mind, Judge.
All right, probation, is there anything else from him?
No, Judge.
Is there anything you need from the court other than this?
No, Your Honor, but I already had a TAP evaluation just a couple of days ago.
A couple of days ago? So what will end up happening, the probation will receive that then, so you won't be waiting for the TAP, you'll just be waiting for the MIC evaluation. All right, is there anything else you need from the court other than this? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. In order to be successful on probation here, communication is key. So if there's an issue that's going on with you in your life, let probation know. If you feel like probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to court. The only days we are not here are holidays and weekends. You understand? All right, good luck to you, okay? You're welcome. Hello, Mr. Huerta.
I don't know what
How are you doing today?
you're doing.
All right, so here's the thing, when you're brought over, and mind you, I'm not taking anything as true, I'm just putting you on notice.
Yes, ma'am.
One, you can't be taking pens.
No, ma'am.
All right, number 2, you can't be destroying stuff over there.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you're brought over, you just need to sit in your seat. Don't touch any of the equipment because that equipment, though outdated, is still expensive.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
I understand.
So this is what's going to happen with your case. My understanding from your attorney is that you want to have a contested hearing. So what will end up happening is the witness that they're going to call, because both parties have told me there's only one allegation in the motion. And that allegation in the motion is that you did not participate in an evaluation.
Yes, ma'am.
So somebody's going to be brought over to testify. And they're either going to say you participated in an evaluation or either they're going to say you didn't.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Yes, ma'am. The only thing was I saw 2 different people for that. That's why I didn't know. The first one I saw, it was for the same evaluation.
All right. So here's the thing. What you believe the facts of your case to
Yes,
be,
yes, ma'am.
your attorney may not want you to discuss them with
understand.
me. So what I can tell you is, according to the allegations in the motion, they are saying, and I don't take any of it as true because they'll present witnesses. They're saying that you didn't participate in the mental health initiative evaluation in custody. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what they're saying you didn't do. So they're gonna bring in a witness, and that witness is either gonna say you participated in it or you didn't.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's where we are. So your attorney tells me that you want somebody to be brought in to testify whether you participated in it or not.
Yes.
All right, so that's what we'll do. And that person is gonna be by Zoom. It's gonna be somebody, both parties have told the court, it's gonna be somebody with Center for Healthcare Services. So that person who is alleged to have went to try to interview you is gonna come and testify by Zoom. And either they're gonna say, oh yeah, I recognize him. He participated in the interview, or either they're gonna say, yeah, I recognize him and he wouldn't participate. That's where we are. So we will come back. We're gonna come back in June. And that is going to be, Ms. Ferguson, can we do this the week of June 17th? Is that enough time? State, defense, are you available the week of June 17th?
I'm double checking, Judge, because I have two murder trials next month. It looks like the 17th is good. My murder doesn't start till the next Monday.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, we're having a hearing, contested hearing, should be relatively short. Mhm. All right, so we'll come back on June 17th. But before we do that, I'll go ahead and accept your plea. So that'll be one less thing we'll have to do on that date. All right,
Will that be at 9 on the 17th?
yes. All right, court is calling. That's one moment. 2022 CR 6940, State of Texas versus Bernardo C. Huerta. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Meredith Chacon for Mr. Porter, Your Honor.
And are you Bernardo C. Huerta?
Yes,
Are you the same Bernardo C. Huerta who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 6940 for the offense of robbery on July 18, 2023 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 39 on or about the 30th day of April 2024 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Bernardo C. Huerta, did then and there fail to participate in the mental health initiative evaluation in custody and comply with all rules, regulations, and instructions as directed by the court and or supervision officer in violation of condition number 39.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right, so if y'all want to go back and discuss things.
Okay,
All
Thank
right,
you, Judge.
thank you. You're welcome.
you want them back there?
All right, let's go back on the record and 2022 CR 6940. All right, Mr. Huerta, is the court's understanding you've had time to speak to your attorney
Yes,
in regards to your plea of truth?
yes, ma'am.
All right, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 39 after speaking to counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 39, court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 8 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 39?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 39 true. Is there a proposed agreement or no?
No, there is not, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
We're asking that you follow probation's recommendation, Judge, which is to alter and amend conditions for DDRF and to hold the probationer, hold Mr. Huerta in custody until the Center for Healthcare Services, the Tacoma evaluation, the TCOOMMI evaluation for DDRF is completed, Your Honor.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, my client has been in since January awaiting the DDRF. The wait is very, very long for DDRF. There was, yes, he's pled true to not doing the eval. He did a part of an evaluation and thought he had completed the entire thing. But he would like the opportunity to do some sort of outpatient. Our understanding is the wait for DDRF is 6 or 7 months long potentially, which means he will be sitting in jail almost a year by the time that happens. And so is there anything, may I ask him if there's anything else?
Sure, but I will tell you, if you would have agreed to see them, you would have been done.
Yes,
And your 6 months would have been done.
can I, whenever.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Bernardo, what's that?
All right. What
Yeah.
would you like to say?
Yes, sir, I do understand that, but it's still a 6 to 7 month wait. I have almost 2 years back time on this case already, just sitting in the jail.
Oh, do you just want to go to prison?
No, we don't, I don't.
All right, so here's the
But
thing.
I don't
Let's
ask
stop it.
people-
No, stop. Let me explain something to you for a moment. Let's go off the record for a second. I don't know why people commit offenses. You plead to the offenses that you committed. You're placed on probation. You get a motion to revoke. The reason why you have the DDRF pending is because you were here for a motion to revoke a violation of condition number 4. Guess what? If you were not placed back here for a violation for your motion to revoke, you never would have been waiting for a mental health evaluation. What ends up happening is people are on probation. They're excited about getting probation because they thought they were going to prison. And people will stand before me and you know what they will say? I can be on probation for life. I'm pulling my life together. You can ask me to report every day. I'll do it. I already know that's not going to happen. It's sort of like when people say, I'm 1,000% sure that I'm clean. You know what that usually means? They're dirty. Anything anybody says that's beyond 100%, it's usually not true. So you came before me with that. You were placed on probation July. Then February 2024, you had a violation of condition number 4. And I remember you. You came before me. You were so happy to be continued and not be revoked. And now you come before me.
I haven't.
And
gone nowhere,
here's the thing though.
I haven't got out of jail. I've
Here's
been
the-
in
here's
jail
the
this whole
thing.
time.
Here's the thing. But the reason why you're in jail is because of your actions.
Yes, ma'am, and I understand
And
that.
people will come before me, and let me just tell you what happens. Some people will come before me and they'll say, I don't belong to a gang. I don't do drugs. Or I pay child support. And I always ask people when they would say, I pay child support. What, you want a cookie? That's something you're supposed to do. Like, you're not supposed to be before me on motions to revoke because you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. And whenever I give people conditions, or whenever probation recommends conditions for them, they want to write their own program. If you could write your own program, guess what? I wouldn't have a job. Defense attorneys wouldn't have a job. The state wouldn't have a job. It would be great. But you can't appear before the court and then decide that you're writing your own program and you deciding that you're not going to follow through and speak to the person. If you would have spoke to that person in April, your 6 months would have been done. You would have been either in DDRF or not. They would have transferred you. But you know what? You've been pushed back. You know why you've been pushed back? Because you did not want to do the other interview because you're like, I'm done. And I always tell people when you're on paper, and that's what this is a contract, you're on paper. Even if somebody tells you, we're coming here for an interview, and even if you've thought you've already done the interview, doesn't hurt you to go ahead and do the interview, then you can come to court and say, they came to me for an interview for a 3rd time and I had already done the interview. Then we can discuss that. But when you don't follow through on what you're supposed to do, guess what ends up happening? Everything falls and you get placed at the end of the line because guess what? There's somebody there who's on probation who had to be interviewed for mental health and DDRF. And guess what? They took your spot. That's where we are. Well, were you a previous gang member?
I used to be, yes.
All right, so he was on gang supervision. So I have somebody standing before me who is on gang supervision. You know, you're given probation, the state recommended community supervision. And then you're over here pulling stuff off or trying to pull stuff off. That's why you have the DDRF. Now, if you don't want to wait for DDRF, I can revoke you. You guys can talk over what time you want, and I'll do what I will with regards to time. And guess what? You'll go to prison, you'll do your time, you'll get out. Either you're going to act right and follow the rules and conditions of society, which don't pick up any new offenses, take care of your children, stay on the straight and narrow. If you don't, you'll probably end up being a habitual, and your minimum when you come back will be probably 25, or maybe it'll be as a repeater in which case your minimum will be 15, depending on the charges. So if you want to discuss with the state and your attorney about doing your time, then you can do your time. And legally, I have to give you credit for any time that you've been in custody towards your time. So if you want to talk to your attorney about that and talk to the state about that, I'm not saying if they want to, if they agree to revocation and they want to give you a specific amount of time, I'm not saying I'm following that, but I'll consider it. All right. So if you want to talk to your attorney about that, you can. So I'll let you all talk about that, and I'll do this plea. Who is here? And Mr. Huerta, you're still under oath? All right, defense?
Mr. Huerta, we talked over the break about whether or not you would agree to go to DDRF, and you've indicated that you do not want to do that, correct?
No, I'm trying to get an outpatient program.
Okay, and knowing that that's not an option.
Just 1 second. I'm sorry. I don't know if the court reporter heard his answer.
Can you repeat that?
I was trying to get an outpatient program, no, but if it's not possible.
All right, so you're trolling off. So my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, your answer to the defense counsel question is you're trying to get into outpatient treatment. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it's fine. He's just mumbling. And if you're not able to get into outpatient treatment, then what was the next thing you said?
I'll figure out what happens.
All right.
Mr. Huerta, I explained to you the only options in front of you are DDRF, if you agree to it, or that we have a sentencing and the judge will determine how much time you receive. Do you understand that?
Yes,
And since outpatient is not an option, would you like to avail yourself of the opportunity to do DDRF? Or do you want to be sentenced today?
I guess we'll sentence.
Okay, and I advise you to go with DDRF, correct?
All right.
That's all I had to put on the record, Judge.
Thank you. All right, so he's pled true to violation of condition number 39. Is there a proposed agreement?
There's not, Your Honor. I would ask the court, I know that the defendant has stated that he would like to be sentenced. I don't think you should do that. I think you should say, hey, you're going to the inpatient. That's, I think that's a better option for him. If, I know he said he wants to be sentenced, but, and I can speak to that if the court would like to.
Sure. I mean, here's the question, Mr. Huerta. You don't get to decide whether you're in inpatient treatment or outpatient treatment. Now, they want to interview you for DDRF. Either you're going to do that or you're not going to do it. So, do you want to be interviewed for DDRF? Yes or no?
Yeah, I guess.
No, it's not I guess. It's either yes or no.
Yes.
You can't write your own program. Here are your options. Your options are you can be interviewed for DDRF. And if they deem that you're acceptable to the program, that's where you're going to be. Or if you don't want to do that and you tell the court you don't want to do that, then I will revoke you. Those are your two options. Now, if the court were to revoke you, then the most I could sentence you to is 8 years. I'm sure your attorney will ask for something probably less than 8.
20 years just to the deferred.
No, he's not on deferred. He's on regular.
He's been adjudicated? Oh, okay.
Yes. So,
I was on the third also. Okay.
no, he's on regular. So the most I can sentence him to is 8 years. So, and he legally, I have to give you credit for any time served that you've been in custody. So those are your options. Do y'all need to discuss this again or no?
Do you want to do DDRF or do you want to be sentenced? That's not an option. The judge has told you and I've told you there's two options. Sentence, we don't know how much time, up to 8 years. Okay. To be.
All right, so you want to be sentenced?
Yes.
All right. You've pled true to violation of condition number 39. Court is finding violation of condition number 39 true. State, what are you asking for?
We're asking for the 8 years, Your Honor. The defendant has been to the prison in 2010 for an ag assault with a deadly weapon. I know you've seen the SIPs in this, and I know it's a robbery, Judge, but it came in as an ag robbery. This was, the defendant was stealing from an O'Reilly's. When the employee tried to stop him, he pulled a knife on the plain witness in this case, Judge. So this is an inherently scary crime, Your Honor, and so that's why we're asking for the 8 years, Your Honor.
All right, defense?
The client would ask that you give him the minimum of 2 years and credit for time served.
The court is going to grant the motion. The court will sentence you to 8 years in the prison. The court will give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Abel, Abel Ramos, and O'Reilly's. And there is to be a $500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. All right, good luck to you, okay?
What's she doing? 8 years?